Okay, today we're going to be doing a patch where there's 5/8 drywall on the wall. I'm going to be filling this repair with 1/2" drywall, and I'm going to show you what you need in order to do that for a quick and easy way. Easy too, tips and tricks, etc., etc. Staples. Okay, now these happen to be 18 gauge. And I'm using an air compressor. You can get staple guns that are battery and they're automatic, and you don't need a air compressor at all. Alright, the next thing you need is what's called furring strips. What are furring strips? These are furring strips. This is a package of furring strips. You get, oh man, I don't know how many's in here, but a whole bunch. Okay? And this is the individual furring strip. Okay? I will show you how these are used. Next, we will be measuring our drywall and getting it laid out for the opening. And there's the opening. All right. Okay, now we're going to take measurements in 3 separate locations, all right? You want to check it. First thing you want to do is you want to see where you're at. Okay, we have 32 3/4, all right? Let's go to the middle. We have 32 3/4, and we have 32 and 7/8. All right, so I'm going to see if I bring this to 32, that's going to allow me to float off the bottom, okay, and still give me room to nail it to the bottom plate. So I'm going to make this cut maybe like 32 1/8. Okay. All right, now I've taken my pencil, and I've marked on my tape measure at 32 1/8. So I have a pencil line right here on 1/8. Okay, and just make a straight little line right here. Okay, then we come over here and we do the same. Again, I've made a mark on my tape at my 1/8 mark, just so that your eyes don't trick you. Okay. And again, if I was to use this measurement all the time, I could spray polyurethane on it, and it would seal it into my tape, and it would always be there. Alright, you want the pencil line just to barely run just right outside edge of your straight edge. Okay? Alright, that's 32 1/8, okay? And then it's 15 1/2 wide. Okay, so now we're going to go 15 1/2 wide. Okay. 15 1/2. Here I'm going to make what's called a crow's foot, an arrow. Okay, I'm going to do the same up here. You always want to pull from the same side, always. Make sure there's nothing over here interfering, so it's the same. Okay. Okay, now I lay my straight edge just so that that point's barely in front of it. Okay. Double check. Push down on your straight edge and mark. Alright, now you can also push straight down, hold it straight down, and cut right alongside. Okay, one more time. Okay, we're going to bring it on through. Okay. So, now this will snap. I'm going to go snap this so it doesn't make a mess in here and cut the other side. Okay, the other thing I'm wanting to point out is this is purple board. It's the same as green board as far as I know, and this is for damp areas. It's mildew and mold resistant, and has a special chemical in there that retards it. And so when you're working in a bathroom or kitchen where you got a wet area, you want to use green board or this purple board because it's mold resistant. Okay, now to determine how many I'm going to need of these furring strips, okay? I'm going to take a furring strip and I'm just going to fold it in half, okay? I'm going to take a smaller piece that will fit in here, okay? I'm going to run this over here where this goes. Alright, I'm going to lay this here in place. Alright. Then I'm going to bring this across. It's flush. It's perfect. Okay? Perfect. Okay, so now I know I need it too wide. Doubled up. Okay, now this looks like it's probably the right length. Yeah, I can use this. It fits right in there. Alright? So that's one. You can do this two ways. You can put it here and here. Pinch. Fold. This is paper. And tear. Alright? So that's two. Or, since I know this is the right length, this is good enough, I just match it up. Come down here to the other end and tear. Alright, and one more. Okay. Add this one to it. Bam. Okay, now double these up. Okay. Now we're going to hook up the staple gun. I am not sponsored by Harbor Freight. This is a Harbor Freight staple gun. I'm not sponsored. As you can see, it's just that simple. Now, just to make sure that the staples aren't sticking out too far, I feel like it's out just a little bit, just tap it in a little bit. Alright, now that's all nice and flush and we're good. Okay, now for the bottom, we're going to do it one more time. Okay, now we're going to double this up. Now, I'm going to do this rest of the way around and we'll put up the drywall. One more note to take notice. If you noticed, when I tear, this fits right in. You don't want it overlapping this piece going across, all right? So you want to make sure it's going to be clear, all right? Because it's going to bump it out. And this is just a little too long right here. We don't want it to interfere and bump out our drywall. All right, so I'm just cutting off this excess. Now this will fit in here and it won't be bumped out and cause interference. Paying attention to details makes a big difference. Okay. Okay, now it's all trimmed out. All right. All the way. And that's a drywall backing there. At the top where I've got those double strips going horizontal, I'm sorry. All right, now putting in the drywall. Okay, I'm going to do something here. Glue. I'm going to run some glue along this edge. Okay. And this just helps, okay, for over time. I'm going to run this glue here. And we're going to use staples. Staples, they create their own hole like a nail. And if I was doing this with a finish nailer, I would pull the safety back and I would barely touch the paper, this furring strip with the gun. I'll demonstrate real quick what I'm talking about. You can use a nail gun, finish gun. I'm barely going to touch the surface with the tip of the gun, but I'm going to pull back, all right, this release, I'm going to pull this all the way back and just barely touch the tip. Let it float as I shoot this. But this is harder to do. All right, I'm pulling back. The safety right here. You barely touch the surface. Let it float. And bam. Okay, and that sinks it a little bit, but it's like I say, it's easier and it's more secure with the staple gun. Okay, as I hang this, there's something you're not going to be seeing, so I'm going to show you now. I'm going to be using this nail puller, cat's paw they call them here in California, all right, to raise this up as I shoot it so it's right where I want it. Okay, now, as I shoot this, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, put this down here, okay, get this where I want it here. All right, then I'm going to press up and hold this in place so it's right where I want it, so I don't have to try to hold it and shoot all at the same time. Okay, and this will do it. Or you could use a 1/2 inch or whatever you need, little shim to do the same thing. All right, here we go. Oops. Okay, see the gap? You see what I'm doing now? Okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, now I will show you the finished product. Okay. Now let's take a look at it up close and personal. Okay, now this is what it's going to look like. Alright, see drywall metal go in there. Another one. Another one. And really, they're not that big. This is on zoom. Now I can add a few screws in here. If I like, but this should be pretty secure, and with the glue, and when the glue dries, that should be good to go. Okay, as you see, okay, it's flush. All right, so them layered, doubled up is good. There's the angles. Okay, now remember, this drywall mud is real forgiving. This can be filled and no issues. All right, mud and tape. And next thing we'll be doing, I will be soldering. There's a cap that's just sitting on there that I've kind of prepped. Okay, same over here. These are going to get soldered, and I'll be doing that in my next video. Soldering these caps on. All right. Then I'll be showing you this manifold that we have here, hooked up with the PEX. That's Pro-PEX or Worsbro PEX. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. Quick and easy. Easy too. Tips and tricks, etc., etc. So, catch you on the next one. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, share. Save it to a playlist, comment, like. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye for now. God bless and Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas next year and the year after that, and so on. Bye for now. Bye.